It's coming to you straight.
Hmm?
It's coming to you straight. As a sick tune start, now you will start.
Oh, wow. All right, good morning to you and good morning to the listeners wherever you're hearing the sound of my voice from. It's another beautiful Thursday morning. Yeah, to talk
Ah,
sports. Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Sport Buffet on your favorite radio dial and Legacy TV radio, wherever you're listening to us from via the app, on the website. If you're listening to us, we are also live on YouTube, live on Instagram. Yes, so wherever you're tuned into us from, we want to say thank you for always being a regular listener on the show. I mean, it's an extension of the show now, not just Tuesdays with with Elegant One of Sports. It's a combo now. Draw strike force from Tuesday to Friday. So yeah, today's Thursday, and we've been kicking in from Tuesday. If you've missed the Tuesday edition, you've missed the Wednesday. You're here for the Thursday edition, and I tell you, you wouldn't want to miss the Friday edition. Welcome once again to the Sport Buffet. My name is Mono Sebastian, and I'm not alone. Like I said, it's a strike force now of our two attackers, and I have the Elevator One Sport with me on the show today. Elevator One, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Really, pretty much woke up very late. Slept late, woke up late. And
It wasn't raining this morning, so
it
I don't know
wasn't. It
what to
wasn't. It wasn't about the rain, but so I was designing something over the night, and uh, something for the league. This Nigerian league not gonna kill me, sha.
do.
Truth of God, this Nigerian league not gonna kill me. So I was working on a plan, like an idea. It was just an idea board I was working on. I wanted to clean up something and uh, see if I can push it through certain group of people, and then I'll take it off from there. But I mean, when you start something like, oh, it's gonna just take 5 minutes or 10 minutes or
Then
so,
you went on and
it
all
went
that.
on and on and on and on. I'll scribble something and then I'll cancel it again, and I'll like, okay, let me go back again, let me see. And then I was feeding AI. You see, when it comes to Nigerian league, just do your things yourself. I'll feed AI to give me a proper, information about what I'm doing, and then they are more confused. They get me a lot more confused than even before I started. So it was, I don't know, it was really difficult, but I got through it. I think around 2:15,
Mm-hmm.
and then I decided, okay, let me go and sleep. But then I was pressing phone, and I keep advising my children not to press phone in the night. But daddy was not taking his own advice, and so that's just what happened. I actually slept in the living room. I slept in the living room because that was the only place I couldn't go back into the room and disturb my wife and my little son. So I was just restless a bit, and I knew if I go to the room, I won't sleep immediately because even at that time I still wasn't feeling sleepy. Right, so
Mm-hmm.
let me just stay here, wake up, and then it was time for children to prepare for school. They're running around again. I had to get up from there and go to do. That was my biggest mistake. I shouldn't have slept, and that was where it took me off. I woke up. It was past 8. Me, Jesus Christ. My wife was laughing at me like, okay, oh,
Are you a fan of alarm? Like, do you use
I've
alarm?
never used it. I've never used it.
You don't seem like
I,
a person who is that.
I've never
So
used it. I don't
you
even.
just wake up.
I have a body clock. I played football, so I mean
Yeah.
that's already been there since forever. I mean I work on my body clock, so my body clock knows. I think it became very strong my years in Brilla from 2012 till I left to 2017. I have to wake up very early in the morning, and I have to wake up very pretty early. I was living in Jubilee Estate at the time. So there was a window of time where I didn't have a car anyway. I
Mm-hmm.
bought my car in 2014. So I used to have a car, then I didn't have it when I'm rubber snatched it in 2008, and then I sold my BM. So that period, it was a 6 years period, I didn't have a car. But when I signed my contract, I knew that there were just three things I needed to do. When you work in a place where there was no unity. Everybody was against everybody. Everybody's looking for the next man failure so that they will prove that you're not all that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find the reserve, the ability for you to say, this is what stand me out. First, Brilla was a fast talking radio station. So one thing that I needed to do was to be the fastest guy on the microphone, on Brilla's microphone. That was one. Two, again, The most consistent guy. I looked. There was a culture of always cutting salary, 3 days pay cut. You come late, 3 days pay cut. You miss work one day, 3 days pay cut. 1 week pay cut. I was living a life that my earnings was not even enough in the first place. So cutting it, I knew the kind of guy that I was. I was the kind of guy that I knew if you cut my salary 1 month, I might not come to work again. I'll just sit at home. But I also needed the job. I needed the job. I needed to prove to myself that I can stay long because I now created a history of not staying, easily get pissed off and walk away from work. I've done that at Scrabbles, Globestar, like different places where the pay is good, the work is good, but I just get pissed off and I move away. So I needed to prove to myself that I can change, especially now getting married, having children. You need to become a different guy from the guy you used to be when you're single. So go to work very early, go to work consistently, and also be the fastest guy on the mic. And I think for 13 years, I never went to work late one day. So I achieved all that. So I've created a body clock for myself within that period to wake up anytime. Don't forget that in football, when you need to wake up at a certain time to go for training, nobody's saying which alarm. Who give you alarm? I've never liked the alarm thing anyway because it will just be there, and then maybe the days you're not supposed to go out, like a Saturday or Sunday, it just be beeping up, disturbing your sleep. No, I don't want that. So that was I never did the alarm thing.
There was a time I used alarm. I wasn't going anywhere, but I was supposed to wake up early. There's a way you sleep.
Sleep is sweet. I'm not gonna sleep is sweet. I know that
You
for
just have
sure.
to turn on the fucking alarm, continue your sleep.
And that's the thing. And then the sleep now will not come. You know, have you noticed that the sleep will not refuse to come? Once that you wake up that time, and you're trying to get it back on again for where village people don't hold the sleep. Oh.
All right, and welcome once again. It's the Sport Buffet Thursday edition, and yes, we are expecting to have a good time in the next 1 hour or thereabouts.
Before you go on your flow,
yeah.
Let me ask you this question: what's the greatest risk, or craziest risk you've taken as a human being? And I'm going to share mine. And so my entire life is a body of risk anyway. If I'm ever going to, explain my life, is a body of risk. But then there is one that just stands out. What's the craziest risk you've taken? And you look back and like, well, did I really do that?
I'm trying to think about one now. I mean,
you're a guy. You're the type who think things through before you do them.
I to be honest, I think things through.
I don't.
I'm trying to.
I don't.
Life itself is a risk, but I think I'm the kind of person that I have to plan myself, think it through before
If I think anything through, I'm not gonna. That's why, if you notice, like 2 days ago when we were having that meeting, we're just talking about tables, and it went from tables to new office, new apartment, like that. That's me. Like, if you stay long enough with me, that's me. I remember one time we wanted to buy UPS. Because the computer we're using, if the light goes off, we start afresh again. We wanted to go buy UPS. And we went to ShopRite. Me, Precious, and Kalija. I remember the story. Precious too. We went to ShopRite and we're there, and I just saw not this iMac now, the other one, the one this production studio. I said, how much? It says 960,000 naira. Between me and you, I didn't have up to 150,000 naira in my pocket. And I told the guy that I want to buy it. And can I come pick it up the next 2 days or a week, maximum a week? And they put it on layaway. Okay, as they say in America, can you put it on layaway for me? And in a week's time, I'll come pick it up. We were not earning money, so there was no money coming from anywhere. But I just wanted. It's not like I was showing off, but I just wanted it. And right where there, the guy said, "Okay, it was office everything. They're no longer at ShopRite. That ShopRite in Shogotedo was office everything." And the guy said, "Okay, yes." And I started telling him about my company. That we're not this big. We're just one small dining. We're still on my dining table. As I tell my company, we're media outfit, we're this, we're that. We could have a partnership where we always come to buy office accessories from you. We do advert for you. We push your brand, and say, okay, we'll talk to head office. We'll get back to you. While I was there, while I was still in the office, somebody sent me $1 million. Like, oh, that's money, Coca-Cola. The money that the agency, the money that we've been owing you since 2015. June 2015. You don't even come to ask for your money anymore, blah, 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 blah. I said, what I go? I just say, I mean, what the guy first called me. I say, you know, when they come for your money again. I said, bros, you the only 1.9 million. We signed a contract. You said 90 days after the job you will pay. 90 days don't pass. 1 year don't you know I not get sense to know say you don't want pay me.
Yeah.
I have to call you every day. I tell you, money when me and you agree on, I fulfill my part of the job. You see that Okocha picture that I posted?
Yeah.
That was the job. And now you are asking me, and I ask him, I said, JJ, let me bring JJ come the gig. Let me bring Kano Wako come the gig. You never pay them. Why my own the delay? And I've got the smallest one. JJ was 5 million naira. Kano Wako was 5 million. You paid them, but me what help you get those people now? I mean, you don't pay. So why would I drag with you? I don't go feel drag with you now. I just know that I will not work with any agency anymore. That'll be a big deal, you know. And the guy's like, oh, it's not like that. Something happened. I say, well. So I just ended the call. I was still in the office. And then the next thing, 1 million came in. And then he sent me a note, a message that there's still 900,000, but for the whole delay and the rest, it will give me another additional 1.5 million. Okay, so additional 600,000 on top of it. I didn't even reply. I didn't say thank you because it was not worth saying thank you for. I just I got a UPS, got the computer. That's the story of that computer. But that's not my biggest risk.
I was about to say, was that the biggest risk?
Nah, that's childish. That's childish compared to some of the things I've done. In 1993, June 1993, on holidays, I was living at number 15 Yosef Street, Okwaba Avenue. I'd left my parents at the time because my stepdad was, it was this place where you are, you think one day I just sleep, this man just use mortar pistol or use iron, kick, bust my head, I might die. So to run away in 1991, I went to rent a house. Like I'm pretty much like one of the youngest person to rent a house, growing up. I rent a house, so bad that I couldn't rent the house as myself, even though it was my money. I had to get my mom's younger brother, Uncle Peter, to come from Port Harcourt to come and say he's the one renting the house. Then I will say he's working offshore. Well, he doesn't work offshore, but that's the only way I could rent the house. So took the house. My uncle now wanted to now become like the lord of the house. So you carry babe come like, bro, it's not my house. He said, but my main landlord no. I said, bro, it's not my house. We go see because I was pretty very rude. When you grew up in the neighborhood where I grew up, I was very rude. I could say anything. My mouth was very sharp. So, but my mom's elder brother is late now, Uncle Tony. I'd left Warri in 1983. No, 1982. No, I came back from London 1983, pretty much early because it was the first person he took me to his house to go stay with because my stepdad didn't want me to stay. Like, he didn't expect that my mom had another child, and then I just popped up. So it was causing conflict. So my mom wanted to farm me out to my uncle's house. But then my uncle said, no, I can't also handle another person's child. So I was caught in the middle. My uncle, I don't know if he traveled because of me, but he left Warri that 1984 somewhere. Nobody knew where he was. My mom had not seen him, and that's my mom's elder brother. That's like the first boy. The second one is Uncle Peter, which is the other boy. They have only 2 boys, and then 3 girls were fine. Their parents are already dead. So my mom was always worried, like, okay, this guy never married, this guy don't get children. We don't even know where he is. It's not the era of telephone. We don't know where he is. He used to work with Nepal. We went to Port Harcourt. My mom had gone to Port Harcourt several times. So he now put my mom in a place where she was always going to prayer houses to go and like all those see her. I was worried about it, but not my business. Like, not like I really like my uncle. I just love my mom enough to want to end the worry. So I was living in that compound, and there's this man, Engineer Dagara, that mean what to do, man. Is the man that made me love aviation. Was an aeronautic engineer and was also a pilot. And so it will come back, and he was always telling me stories about planes, about flying, about all that stuff. And I just fell in love with planes. At some point, I felt I was going to be an aeronautic engineer. So this day, he was going to Port Harcourt. He works in Port Harcourt, Ajib. That's where their office is. Halliburton. Is it Halliburton? No. Aero contractor. The office was there. And so I asked him if I can go with him to Port Harcourt. And he said, who are you going to meet? I said I liked him that I was going to meet my uncle, but I don't know. I've not been to Port Harcourt before. And he said, okay, no problem. He would take me there. Where? I said, just drop me at the bus stop. I would take you from there. So the guy took me. I've not been to Port Harcourt before. The guy took me that morning. I watched this car. It was Peugeot 505 SRS. I watched this car, the salon, not the wagon. And no bag, nothing. I just went. Mind you, Mind you, I've not been to Port Harcourt before. I don't know where Port Harcourt is on the map and all that. So we went and it took me past Shoba. Now I'm thinking back past Shoba, Rumokuta, Rumokoro, sorry, and then we got to Rumokuta. I just see the place was very busy and I said, you should drop me there. So I started walking around Port Harcourt. I'm looking for my uncle. First off, mistake number one, I didn't carry his picture. So where the hell in Port Harcourt? Yes, I don't know. Then I started searching. We got there. Port Harcourt was like 2 hours drive. So we pretty much left very early in the morning and we got there before 10. We were already in Port Harcourt. I was walking around. I go this side. I went to police station. They said I should go and bring his picture. I didn't have his picture. At some point when I looked at me like I was a crazy little boy because the place I've passed it like 10 times. So I now went to I don't remember I used to work at NEPA, right? So definitely, so I started looking for NEPA office. I now direct from, if you know Port Harcourt, I direct from Rumokuta straight down to Rumola, okay? From Rumola, and I just raised my head across. That time we not had all those flyover. I saw NEPA office, and I went to NEPA office and I went to ask for him. I don't know, but that's the craziest coincidence ever. That happens to be the place where he used to work. He worked there. They went to check their file. They had this history of him. And I said, I'm looking for him and blah, 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 blah. They went, and one guy said, oh, he's no longer working for NEPA. He's now a pastor in Celestial Church, blah, 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 blah. And then the fence of NEPA have a Celestial Church Paris 1 on Aba Road, Romala Junction, on the opposite side. And then they said I should go there and ask anybody there. I went there and I saw one woman who was the prophetess at the time, whose children eventually became my very good friends, like very, very, very good, best of friends, you know. And I went to ask the woman that I'm looking for so-and-so person, Tony from Brooklyn, blah, 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 blah. He's tall, he's got hair, it's this and that. And the woman said, who are you? And I said, my younger sister is my mom, is my uncle. We've not seen him for years. And she shouted, Jesus! Shepherd. So they call him Shepherd. I don't know what that means anyway, but Shepherd, get family. That kind of reaction. I was like, okay, so for me, it's like, not the person who I define on the talk. Tony from Brooklyn, who's Shepherd? You know, long story short, I said, he used to be here, but some guy is in Paris 7. Do you know where Paris 7 is? I said, no. It's on off Bellingham Road, Chinda Maruma Street, blah, blah, blah. I had to go again, but this time I had to transport. They said I should stop at Onana Primary School and then the back. So I stopped. Again, in a new place, one of the things you avoid is asking too many questions because people know you're new. They could kidnap you. They could harass you. So I was my own GPS, my own Google Maps. I was looking. I saw Bellingham Street was in junction with all the signposts. But that one was very organized anyway. And then I was going, and then I saw Chinda on Maroma Street, and then I saw Celestial Church of Christ, that signboard, that blue signboard with white inscription, Paris 7. I just knew, okay, let me go there. Lo and behold, as I walked in through the gate, and I didn't know that yesterday you have to take off your shoe. I mean, I grew up in a service of God. As I walked in through there, look at my uncle sitting just in front of the messy land, and some women sitting backing me, but my uncle was facing me like, this is a guy on white garment. It was so strange, eh? At first off, I didn't know whether to be excited or to be pissed off. You're NEPA staff. You're manager at NEPA. How did you become this dirty guy? You know, as a kid, it was crazy. But eventually we saw, and then I went back home. 2 days later, I told my mom that I've seen the brother. My mom said he's alive because so many people told her that he had died, and she's in the process of moving on. Even though there's a part of her that, okay, let's just know where they buried her, buried him, blah blah blah. And then I prepared her. I took my mom to Port Harcourt, and she saw her brother. I've not seen my mom that emotional. My mom is not an emotional person, but I saw my mom cry, emotional, reunion, hugging. It was crazy. And I think that just the rest of my life, like getting married to a woman that I just saw less than 2 hours and was still married to now, starting up this company, traveling. I went from Nigeria to Germany to go meet somebody that I saw on Yahoo Messenger. Okay, back in the days, it wasn't chat, it wasn't Twitter, it was Yahoo Messenger. Yeah. Somebody I saw on Yahoo Messenger gave me an address, I took it. I went to Germany to go and see the person in Bonn. Like, who does all those kind of foolish, stupid, crazy things anyway? So those are some of the crazy and risky things that I've done. And there's a whole lot more anyway for my children. Shut up, your mouth, idiot. I rode a train. I rode a 4-hour train to go and see a woman in Romania. I went from I did a 12-hour ride to go see a woman in Canada, and then we went to go watch Anaya Twain performance that evening too. I've done crazy things anyway, both for women, but for life and everything. So let's hear yours.
Like I said, I like to look through things. But I mean, you see, I've done crazy things as well. For women in secondary school, you know, I only woman because there's this thing about love life in secondary school and all that. So I mean, I walked around. When woman no invite you go.
Oh,
when you were kids, you go.
You want to force the visitation.
You want to force the visitation.
You'll be working for her to see you for eye contact.
You go to her place, like you don't enter the house.
You are around,
just around,
hovering around.
When I think back now, I'm like, this is.
It's in the Bible. The Bible says that the Spirit of the Lord hovered around the surface of the earth. And God teach us.
So that's one of these crazy things I did growing up. But I mean, in terms of risk, I'm waiting for that big.
I'm a crazy risk.
Yeah, I like to look things through before.
Nah, I don't know. Once I look things through, it's not gonna work. I'm a believer of too much analysis causes paralysis. I mean, if I just think this through, because first off, I'm a very good analyst. I'm very analytical to the detail. If I look am through, guy, I'm not gonna go because I will not create almost a million reasons why it's not gonna work. So once I get into that logic space, you can't beat me for logic. You can't. There's no way you can. That's why, I see people come to preach church to me, right? And I stop them at the beginning, like, guy, if not this Bible, you don't know what there is so much crap in the Bible that if I start shooting it up, you go backslide. Oh, are you ready? And I remember when Jehovah's Witness guy want to preach to me one time. I just tell her for this. I say, girl, you know the funny thing? We'll continue, we'll do this thing, you start to sleep with me. Yeah, are you ready for that? And she look at me like, I say, yeah, because this Bible you guys, my excitement they do, you know what? And we ended up being boyfriend. It's not crazy, right? So for me, I don't do logic when it comes to me. When it comes to me, I do crazy. I like crazy because at the end of the day, I feel it's going to give me a repertoire of stories to tell my grandchildren and my children. That's why when you see me, Rookie, Tiga, and Runo, we see that when I relate story to them, they go, wow, wow. I like that feel that we can have stories to tell because if I take this through too much, I will not go anywhere with it.
Right. In case you're wondering, it's still the Sport Buffet. I mean, if you're a regular listener of the show, we like to bring in some relativity from life experiences. But yes.
Before you go to sports, let me read some messages on the risk part. And guys, you can share your risk. Carry 290 says, okay, let's one of sports. Well done, sir. Thank you very much. And this one comes from Dancing 2310. Nokia 2310. He said back in 2013, I was handling 2 projects in Delta State. So I started between Warri and Asaba. I met this girl online on Badoo. I never used Badoo.
I never used it. I remember,
but I know it was very, very possible. I didn't used to go to because so I just left Christ Embassy at the time as a PCF leader when Tugo came. And if you heard the story of how I left Christ Embassy, it was very funny. The same story, the same way I left Assemblies of God. So I left Christ Embassy, and it felt like Christ Embassy were the owners of Tugo. I don't know if it was like that in Lagos, but almost everybody that talked about Tugo was Christ Embassy. I remember I can't use my face, so you let me have come on my phone. That's why I didn't use it. He said, I met this girl online on Badoo. Her name is Amaka. She lives in Kuala. Mr. Sugar, I said, Baba, good morning. Good morning to you. My biggest risk is going to Omoku. So Omoku is a place in Port Harcourt. It's a very, very risky place to go to if you don't know that area. Omoku is but the girls are Jesus Christ, man. Yes. Oh, I've been to Omoku too because woman. At night, while the Don Wani war was going on, even policemen and the girl I went to see were scared. Man, this guy, now woman go kill you.
Mr. War.
See, without war. Now, this is not disrespect to Omoko people. I love you guys. I mean, I love everybody from Takon. Without war, going to Omoku by night is a very crazy risk. It's like going to Ogoni by night when you don't know anybody. That's a very risky things to do, And during the war, you could be a spy, you could be Jesus Christ. Now you're here telling this story today. God is really on your side. That is what I say. So one day I went for an inspection in Warri. On finishing the inspection on time, I decided to stop by in Kwale. Heartbreak is coming. Heartbreak story is coming. Cincinnati, Nigeria versus Mexico friendly, 2 a.m. in Choba Uniport. I left my room to a friend's room by 2 a.m. Walked a long distance to see that game. Choba is dangerous. You tell me, I'm a Uniport boy now. Anything could have happened. Some people take risks too. Mr. Sugar, I would say, bike way carry me from Egbema, stopped for road, and I walked alone straight with just direction till I got there. Yeah, so it's woman, don't do people. Normally, something. That's a story with the CEO, but people get their own. Our dad speaks Yoruba very well. We related well. Okay. Imagine they are kidnappers. I don't go with that. Oh, we were such good friends for long. That's good. That's good. At least it ended well. Mr. Vicky, he said the risk I have taken was to visit a girl at Abraka. I met the girl through phone call. Okay. I've also met a girl through wrong number. Somebody called me, a lady called me, and Jesus Christ, her accent was so beautiful. But thank God when I met her, her voice, her face matched the voice because like radio back in the day, radio people are very fine. Their voice are very fine on radio. You meet them in real life, they're like my water. They're like devils. Not being my water, my water, according to the story. But it was different. So I think you say while I was sleeping, the lady boyfriend who was a cultist invaded the house early morning Sunday when I was Jesus Christ.
When you were sleeping, where you
You sleep at the girl house, Abraka. The idiot, the big belly, you go find a go sleep at girl house. Rule number one: never sleep in a female student room because there's no free female student that is free. If she belongs to somebody or she's someone that somebody is eyeing. No, I know they sleep at girl house. Woman house, I don't sleep at woman house. My trust level never reached like that. Back in the day when I was single, my trust level not reach where I go sleep for a woman. No, I've never slept in a woman's house. No, I take risks, but he said I feared for my life when I got to the girl house and she told me what was going on in the town. Why the girl was begging at the gate. A friend smuggled me out through back window. And God save you. You need to go find those friends. Like, your wife need to go thank them now. If not be them now, by now your others your children, other your fine children we find like foreign airports. By now, we don't know whether they will not cut your leg off or you will be beggar for traffic. Any I man back to you.
All right, still the spot buffet on the Legacy Radio. Now let's get into some talking points on the show today. Our first talking point is going to be about
Oh my God.
yeah, so it's official. July Pharmacy retired. Before,
Victor Maloney said I left my property there. They put me on the bike to the back.
I don't believe your property. Safety first, man.
Ah,
So yeah, so Falcons striker Gareth has officially announced retirement from football at all levels, not just international, club level. It's quite surprising. At least it's 29.
it's painful.
But yeah, I mean, these are footballers. They have their decisions to make. We would like to know. I don't know if there might just be a reason somewhere we would like to know. I mean, for me, it was quite surprising that she would have. And so she confirmed on her social media page.
Victor escaped with his boxers. He jumped through window with his boxers. That's why he reached back. God save you.
I really got you need to go and do another testimony, in that experience. So yeah, the Sarah Fancy, she wrote on Twitter, "Dear to my fans, family and friends, thank you for the show of love and support for years. It's time to take a bow, as I believe there's no better time than now. I'm officially announcing my retirement from professional football, both club and country. To every team and coach I have played for, to every mate I have played alongside, and to every opponent I have played against, thank you all for being part of this incredible.
Why am I sad?
Thank you, football. Thank you, Nigeria. I mean, I've seen a lot of tributes from our teammates who introduced to her, saw from Ashikuta, saw from China, saw from Christy. It's been quite a lot. But I mean, Did you see this coming from?
No, I did not. I thought that she's been away for okay. So national team, okay, because it's became a sweet and sour kind of relationship with the national team, and then she came on in that game. I thought she was going to score the winning goal against England, and then she missed the penalty.
Yeah,
I know that that would,
national.
yeah, I know that that would get to her. But why quit club? You made enough money. You're 29 years old, man. Come on, I'm not playing at 40. I don't know. Well, I like the girl. Like not that kind of like, not Emmanuel kind of like, but I like the girl. I think it's too early. Somebody should advise her to come back. That's why I looked at. I couldn't comment. I was just holding back, like, okay, I mean, she's my personal person. I can really talk to her, but I need this wave to go over, and then we can have a conversation. People come out of retirement, so I think she can still come out of retirement for club, not for country. I think for country, it's done. It's okay. Okay, they treated her badly. They messed with her mental health and all that. It's time to quit. Well, according to Sister Nailima, quoting someone, he said someone said Desire Privacy has done what Ahmed Musa has refused to do. I disagree with you on that one. Football is not a because you do this, I'll do that.
Yeah, I've
Ahmed
seen people
Musa,
come and say, Onana should be next. American fashion, this and that.
Saviki said, I was told later that the girl bought cartons of beer for them that morning to appease the girls. Mr. Sugar wants to say, Baba, I don't get girl for MTN midnight call. Midnight call. Her voice past Celine Dion own. We spoke for weeks. She would be singing for me. One day we decided to meet, and then the cat jumped out of the bag. I'm sure. He said, I hated the girl to date, even though she still have my contact. The event happened in 2005. I left Osaka to go after her. Are you go hate her now? Now she be a Curtis boyfriend. Are you go put yourself where you did? Now? She was playing options now. I mean, when you're single, you're allowed to play options, and so there's nothing to hate there anyway. If you ask me, I don't think did you ever do that midnight call?
I did, not something I was freaked about.
So the time when the midnight call came, I'm not trying to show off here, but I think I was bigger than that already. There was not a girl I was dating in that period that I could subject to call midnight. First off, I like my sleep. No, don't mess with my sleep. I want to sleep. I hate to create a culture that I cannot sustain. I don't like calling people in the night. And I mean, it was the time it came, it was the time when I could load 50,000 around my phone. There was a time I could the way I do with data right now. That's how I was doing with phone calls back in the day. I've been a heavy caller since forever. I don't see why I should wait till midnight to tell somebody I love them. And if I'm into you, you will know. So I don't wait till night when you're supposed to be sleeping, when I'm supposed to be sweet dreams, and we say goodbye. Me, I go and snore my snoring and be hugging my pillow and be rolling around, and I'll be calling. No, I go talk to things one I don't mean. Sleep. No, my sleep sweet. And this work, this company now is the reason why maybe I don't sleep well. If not, back in the day, don't play with my sleep. Oh. Don't go there. That's my alcohol. Don't even try it. So I think it's elegant. What do you make of the news that Pogba tested positive to drug? Well, it's tested positive. We'll get there. Don't worry, Mr. Sugar. He said when I got there, I sighted a girl with two left legs. Jesus Christ! My mind told me it's her. I walked past her. Immediately she started calling me. Okay. Mhm. Baba, I am sorry for my action, but guy, I ran straight to boss. All these blind dates, not before me. Oh, thank you very much. Imana, let's go.
Yeah, so desire of paranoia. Do you have any memory of her or any special moment, personal moment we have? Any
The
thing
best.
that you saw from her that so okay, this lady is special, something like that.
So I've seen her play. When they have gone top goal scorer, play very well. At some point, I just felt like she was a female version of Daniel Dabula Mokachi, and she was the kind of person that gives it at all. And when our fight with the FA started and the ostracizer called out all sorts of names, and the height of it was what happened with the Aisha Buhari tournament and what Ademola Alajiri wrote. I took it up with Ademola. Come, you be bro, so but this thing you just wrote now is like really, really stupid. I don't care what anybody's saying. I'm not going to go online and attack you. I'm going to talk to you directly. And then it was a time where we already have a contract with the NFF too, so I could really speak, even if we didn't have a contract. But I just thought that this is a player. If it happened to a boy like Ojo Gallo or any other person who will speak, so why not speak for the girl? So I spoke and they took it down, but the damage had already been done. And you don't throw your players under the bus. You're the image maker of the FA, and that includes the players and the rest. So doing that to the player was really, really, really uncut, right? But she won me over pretty much recently when I did that video documentary for Gomishola, the female referee, Agege, Dada, and we're trying to raise funds for Dada and Amon and some guys, David, different people came through. I just posted it online. You know me, I'm not good at asking people for fun because you don't want people to be forced to do something for you. And everybody was coming at their own violation. And this apparently they reached out to me. I was like, oh, yes, on Instagram, on Twitter, my DM, and she wants to contribute money as well. She doesn't have much, but she wants to contribute like what I'm doing. I was touched by it. And if you remember, when we first started this company, there's a thing between Paranozi, Onomebi, and Asisa Australia. When we first started this company, the first Instagram handle that we had was hacked. Remember, I told you the story. Was hacked and taken over. Then they started sending messages to people. And I don't have evidence to it, but I just felt like it was my former company that was doing it. I don't know, but that's why I felt like I'm just telling you my suspicion. Because they would tweet at, and that's not my character. They would tweet at a Nigerian footballer and say something. Like they tweeted something. I saw it. They tweeted something uh, okay, so we tweeted that Desire Partners say maybe Assistant Shola were lesbian. And the cause of their fight is because the sex was no longer going well. That's not me. Anybody who know me that that's not something I would do. And there's nobody in my team that handles social media, so it was me. And I was just there. And when Assistant sent me to my own personal handle, I said, "Bros, what I do you?" I just was looking at this thing because she launched the screen grab it and sent to me, and then Desire Prime was to me, and on the like, so like, bro, you're my own brother, oh, why now? And I was like, you can understand. I think it was my sister, Blessing of Kabari, that I reached out to Blessing. I was like, see you. I showed her. I said, okay, don't worry, I'm on it. And then Blessing called my sister. Sister is appending it to October 8th. And they just scrap it up. I was like, oh, it's not him. This was going on. Then it now got clearer when my Twitter handle, my verified Twitter handle, was also hacked. And everybody like, okay. They now reached out to me like, bro, sorry, we now see what you're saying. We understand. No angry, no nothing. And then Assistant Inshallah signed up with Atlas for us to do an option book on her. And, it was like, that was a peace meeting that led to that deal that we had. So sometimes good things can come out of bad situation anyway.
Yeah.
So I kind of like them in a special kind of way, like, oh, these are my kid sisters. I have like this kind of protective feeling towards it, like the way I feel about Osimhen. Like Osimhen, I hardly can go hard on them because I just feel Osimhen's father came to me with Osimhen when he was a street kid. And like, hey, watch about this boy for me, protect him and all that. The mom died when he was 2, blah, 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 blah. So I kind of like feel obligated to them. And seeing this happen, I don't know, but I'll talk to her, I'll let the wave ride, and then I'll have a conversation with her.
Want to like
why 29? Is it injuries? Is it injuries? Because you're pretty much a very good player. So is it injuries? What's up next? I'll have a talk with her. I like Desire Parency a lot. Like sacrifice of the country, great one. These are national heroes, not the ones that will tell you that our league is not good enough and people say they're heroes. I don't want to mention anybody's name today.
Talking about Desire Parency, she made her Super Falcons debut in 2010. She was part of the team that won the 2010, 2014, 2016, 2018 Women's African Cup of Nations title. And club career began at Bayelsa Queens. Making moves to Delta Queens and then going abroad, played for European clubs in countries such as France, Turkey, and Germany. I mean, a national team career from 2010 up until now, that's about a 13-year career span. And she achieved a lot.
I don't have a problem with the national team signing out, but I think she could still play a few years at club level. Why she's quitting, I don't know. We'll see. Akemola Larry on YouTube said, back in 2006, I went to Unical, Malabrest. Have you heard that word before, Malabrest?
No.
Okay, that's something before that. From Uniport at night to go woo a girl. I met her having asthmatic attack. I waited for her to recover and still went ahead to woo her. We ended up dating for 4 years. Larry to the rescue. Me, I'm gone. I remember to see one girl I met on the plane. Fine girl. After like 3 months, he just let slip out of her mouth that she's a sickler. I don't even talk anything though. I just did the. We were at Alliance Française, French Cultural Center. At that time, it was just directly opposite Golden Gate. We're there. I know, and there's no emotional change, there's no adjustment. As we come out for there, I just block her number. Block her for email too. Because back in the day, we used to say email back and forth. I never even check again. The good thing was, I don't find her, and I tried to try call me. She not come. She not come look for me. End of the road. I never walk out by accident see him again till today. Yeah. I go style like that.
All right, moving on the show. I don't know if you still have more comments on this apparently, but I have.
No, I think I would have to talk to her first, and then I'll give my views on.
All right, my first comment on the show from those listening said, please, what does Elevator make about Saudi Arabia? I think we talked about that yesterday. The only difference now is it's official from the NFF now.
Yeah.
So it's confirmed. Nigeria will be taking on Saudi Arabia in an international friendly.
You can go back to yesterday's video. We talked about it extensively, so you can watch it. That's why we have the YouTube channel, so you can go back and watch it and see. Yesterday's show clearly explained and talked about it and why we didn't play any friendly this window and all that. So the financial implication, I think you can go check that one.
Yeah, that's a nice angle you brought it up. Yeah, so you can go on YouTube, go on Instagram to also check that out. Moving on, let's talk about King Kumi Amaro. I mean, finally. This.
Why am I always right?
I mean, this is one a lot of Nigerians have been waiting to see where it was going to end. Sadly, it didn't happen the way we expected it to happen.
No, the way they expected.
I mean, in terms of the football now at Copenhagen, when he moved, we thought that it was a step up. Copenhagen, see them in the Champions League frequent times. So we thought, football-wise, it's going to up his game, get more exposure and all of that. But it didn't happen. We all know the off-field scandal that happened. But now he's moved to Cyprus with Omonia. He's going to be linking up with Uzor.
And Uzor just extended his contract.
As well. So, I mean, what do you make of this move? Time to start over again, refresh, and he's a bit, to be honest, he's a bit chubby now. But
that's what I wanted to say. I said that picture, the guy looked chubby, but hey, if the club sees a reason to sign him, why not? You can't argue against his talent. He's a very talented player. One that I can boast and say our tiny cameras put him on the limelight from Sidos FC, playing in the Lagos State FA Cup up until the national on the 17th, and see where he is today. I felt bad when the news on the rape allegation came up, but because I've been in that region and I know the thinking behind a certain color of people, I just think that the story didn't add up, and I have my
footballers and rape.
I have my Danny journalists that we kept talking back and forth, and the guy told me one day, look, there is no rape. That if there was rape, all this gagging that they are putting, that the judge is putting, he just told me off record. He said, listen, the judge is white, the judge is Danish, the girl is Danish. This guy is a bloody African that nobody knows. It's not like a big national team player. That if you think if he truly raped, the judge will put a gag order for his name not to be mentioned, the club name not to be mentioned. That this is just two things. Maybe the club are thinking, let's cut him loose, right? Let's cut him loose. Let's move on from him and do something else, right? And then let's find a way that we will not need to pay the contract. This is just his own hypothesis. And then this whole thing came up. But then again, he can't sue the club. He can't sue anybody. But probably the only person that can be sued is the girl. And they just have to find a solution. Again, don't forget that if there was really a rape case, like a real rape case, you think Amanda Nikosa would go sign a player who's dealing with rape? And that's why I told guys from the beginning that for as long as he's at home, I don't care how civilized you think the Western world is. If a black man rapes somebody, and bro, you're rotting in jail until they pass your sentence. And since there's no evidence of rape, I don't know how me and you they chat on phone, they become a rape child. And this what this so women, when are they careful? Me and the chat with everybody. Child. I tell one girl one day. I remember one girl also said similar thing to me this Lagos. That time I was still in Brilla. And I told you the story now where the train passes. Can't carry stories I begin. And I say for where my mother come from to make person Chris now 40 naira 50 kobo.
So cheap.
It's not that expensive. Oh. All I just need now your picture and it full online. The means to take do and no hard. Because no fee say I be good boy because maybe every time you me that I realize that they quote scripture, then I just off knowledge. If you push me and you put a name tag on me, when not my own, you won't like the devil that will come out because I grow up living in the devil's den. Doing bad it comes to me naturally. So let me tell you, BC, this play where they play, so it go lead you to crazy. So, and I think it just ended like that. So sometimes when people do things, you just feel like, okay, this thing that this person is doing, there are implications to it. And from the beginning, when I see people going crazy, people really do go crazy about misfortune of other people. Have you noticed that this news of him moving to Mona because it's not all over the world? When the allegation of rape came out, everybody, even people that were doing entertainment news, Sports TV, and the rest of them everybody became a sport journalist. And it got me thinking, like, why does negative news excite people like this? Why? It's something that you've not even, I called Toby at the point. I said, these people never even called one journalist for them. Like, there's no fact. So if somebody just tweets something for where a Nigerian player is, because the tweet is coming from that location, what if I'm using GPS and a VPN?
Yeah.
Because it's coming from that location, then it's true? I don't understand. But thank God for him. I think it will give him an opportunity to refresh his career and make a living. Say people play football. So one of the things that I admired about Victor Osimhen back in the day when they were attacking him on the Victor Ikpeba issue, and Victor Ikpeba said, "I agree with me today that he's my big brother and I took side with that small boy." And listen, it's something he tweeted that just got me completely. Like he said, "If you know where we're coming from, what we've been through, you will not wish us bad." As much as that sounds like a cliche, it is the truth. These boys, the things that they are coming from, the life that they are coming from, don't put impediment in front of them because you will not go really like what they become eventually if that road block. You want them to become 1 million boys. So sometimes you have to weigh the pros and the cons and say, what do I gain? What do I gain trying to just destroy somebody without facts? I've been a victim of such stories so many times. So I know you don't get facts, you don't get anything to back them up. You just they're happy, they get orgasm for somebody misfortune. But thank God he's got a chance now to wake his career up again. It would be, the funny thing, it will be wiser for this. And the funny thing is, a lot of people will not call him wicked. Because you would so shock that he would change completely. His lifestyle, his approach to life might just change completely. His disposition to people, the circle that he creates, the people that he trusts will just shrink. And people like, hey, you don't get money, you don't make, I don't know. Nobody's born wicked. Man made man to be wicked. I've always said that. And in situations like this, you just have to do introspective thinking and say, am I around the right circle of people? Am I hanging around the right kind of people? If not, you have to change your circle.
All right, just to confirm, Omonia is one of the biggest teams in Cyprus, and they've confirmed on their website that they've signed a 21-year-old Nigerian winger, and it's an agreement for 3 years, just a 3-year contract for Akinkomi. So, like I said, the first start for the young man, and thankfully for him, he has Francis Uzo, another Nigerian, to settle in nicely right there at Omonia.
Some people mocking me for this comment section here.
You can go on
Mr. Sugar. Mr. Sugar say, Baba, you make me remember things. During my university days, I know be woman person, but I have had terrible experiences with women. Okay. I don't bring babe from to go to Enugu. She come get asthmatic attack, blood of God. I've never dated anybody that have asthma. while we were doing the thing, you taught me. I wait. While we were doing the thing, you taught me. Who taught you? Me? You see one thing. Una de CEO. I have to read that thing again. Una de CEO. Hey, while we were doing the thing you taught me, I prayed like I never did when she gets herself. I pet her till money reach. I made sure she got to IMT safely, and I warned her to stay away from me. Eh? I even threatened to kill if she talked to me again. Now that's so far. You get asthma, you know if you tell me you come die for my house. Waiting, I go tell my papa, you're not papa not go here now. By now, they don't carry machete, cut you to pieces. You're a ritualist. Child, people do asthmatic one die for my hand. I've never had all this type of experience. Yeah. I've never had all of those type of experience. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I'm pretty much one of the luckiest idiots in this whole world because I was a rascal growing up. A woman, I didn't mean I could resist anything, smoking, alcohol. Use woman set trap on me back there. I go hand over myself to the trap. Let's go.
All right, so moving on to our next talking point on the show. This one is about Gift Orban. Gen CEO has come out angry that people are saying he Gift Orban is overpriced because I mean
Are you kidding me?
We are expecting to make.
Is he overpriced?
We all expect him to make that move this summer, but just having those discussion.
How much was the money?
It didn't happen, but he was asked that question and he came out to say that he's angry and the valuation they put on him was 30 million euros.
How can 30 million be overpriced?
So
when Jude Bellingham is 115 million, Declan Rice 105.
That he did not leave because Jen wanted 30 million euros fee for him. These are reports making the waves around that Belgian media and all that. Looking at the fact that how cheap they got him. So they told us that 30 million maybe was too much.
How much did Brighton get Casado? 4.5? They got Casado 4.5. He played one season and he moved for 100 and
over 100 British.
What are we saying here?
This is what he came out to say. Yeah, in an interview, he came out to say, why should I think that 30 million euros is too much, even though the competition here is at least as good? Just look at how Dutch clubs are doing in Europe.
Yeah.
But we are Flemish who looks at each other's plates and are jealous instead of all demanding higher price and helping Belgian football progress. No rather capital injections and this and that. So he was practically angry. He made mention of how much Ajax sold Anthony for Manchester United and stuff like that. But don't think 30 million euros is too much for them.
So first off,
15 goals from 16 league games.
First off, Gift Orban is a 100 million euro player. Like that's the price tag that I put on him. 100 million euros.
Had he played for the national team, he might just even have gone higher.
That's one of the things that people should look at. And I'm not saying it because he agreed to come play for Nigeria, but I think that his statistics, for those people who like to do stat padding, his statistics are incredible. Pretty much scoring every game he plays. He scores from everywhere, from the center of the field, from the left side, the right side. He's fast, his control is excellent, is amazing. There's a video I saw online that I sent to Ibrahim Busso. And, it's about the Brazilian national team players. So there's a drone way high up above the stadium, release the ball, and everybody is controlling it.
Yeah.
Did you see the Neymar control? Are you kidding? Jesus. And I sent it to Gusa. I said, this is what you should be doing for your sponsors. That's like, you could just call it MTN ball control moment. Your big sponsors or Nike, perfect touch. Anyhow, these are the extras that sponsors need now. Sponsors might not do activation, but it's up to you. Find a group of, it's a drone. Find a drone that would release the ball and put the logos of the sponsor that you think have been with you. Epis is like one of your biggest need right now because they take care of your travel. You could say, Epis, the drone that is even dropping the ball, just paint it and design it and wrap it up with Epis logo. Yeah. The ball comes down, the control. You do a very simple thing. Now, why am I drifting from that to Gift Orban? Gift Orban is the kind of guy you can use to sell those kind of products because his records are astronomical. You understand? And I don't know, but I'm thinking if he was a white player or a Brazilian player, would people not say snap him up for 30 million? That's chicken feed. So what's the definition of the money is too much? Is this supposed to be a guy that will play 20 years before because sometimes people come and say, oh, he's older than his age. Let's even go, excuse me, let's even go with that theory a little bit. If he gives you 5 years, 30 million, if he gives you 5 years and he turns up that type of result, Harry Kane is retiring and they sold him for over 100 plus.
Yeah.
Casado that they bought for 4.5, they sold it for 100, the British record. Jude Bellingham that just came from one youth academy the other day and they went to Dortmund. They sold it for 150 million. I'm even asking, is Jude Bellingham as good as they say? Because now I'm hearing people say it's better than Paul Gascoigne. Yeah, Paul Gascoigne at retirement became an alcoholic, but did these people even watch Paul Gascoigne at all? Like, if we talk about Paul Gascoigne, I thought that there are some English midfielders that have done way, way better. I'm not saying Jude Bellingham is not a good player, but all of this hype, I don't blame the people that are saying that anyway. I want to blame the kind of media that we have. The media that we have that wait till you are successful before they begin to talk about you. That's the one that I blame. Because if we have a media that pop your name everywhere, our players are doing well, like you're doing Nigerian Player GPS show now. I think what you should do is after your show, you should be writing everything you say about each player. You should be tweeting about it. Commit yourself to put a tweet, a signature to it. I think it's an extra work, but it will work because I don't understand why you say a player with that kind of number of goals is too expensive for 30 million. I mean, that's disrespectful. I'm not a fan of Belgium because of what King Leopold did in Congo, but this is on the individual merits of the game. I don't think it's too much. I just think it's people talking rubbish.
And they just realized they got him for 3.3 million euros.
It doesn't matter. Just the same way they got Casado for 4.5 million.
Exactly. So I think that valuation is fair as well. But we all expected him to move. So that news started coming out in Belgium that maybe the price tag was just too much for clubs to pay that money. But I think he might still make that move. The winter transfer window is not far.
He should just keep scoring. That's what
just keep scoring. The record is there. The fastest
hat trick.
European hat trick. Yeah, he scored that last season in the Conference League, if I'm not mistaken. So he scored with his left foot, scored with his right foot. He's quick with the ball. So the move now is a matter of when. Even if it didn't happen this summer, it's just a matter of when and not if, because I know that move is going to happen sooner or later. And for those of you wondering, he put out injured for the Super Eagles.
Yeah.
He didn't play that game. I think it was one player who was expected to play.
We spoke at length and we were supposed to do the interview. I told him, don't worry, we will do it. We'll still do the interview, but let's just chill first and get this. I wanted to get the back end of him playing and then taking it up from there. But I know that I've got Victor Boniface locked down. I've got Gift Up and Lockdown. It's just a matter of time.
All right, moving on the show. Before we go on to Paul Pogba's struggle, let's talk about this one from. I think this is pretty straightforward. Samuel Chukwueze. He was asked about.
Is that why you're wearing AC Milan jersey?
No, these are not this Milan jersey actually. So yeah, he was asked about winning the World Cup and 3 Champions League. Not just one, 3 Champions League. Which one would you pick? I mean, as a Super Eagles player, I mean,
there's no madness in my family.
His choice was pretty obvious. I don't know if it was obvious for everybody. He said he's going to take the World Cup.
Are you kidding me? You joke with you.
I know that, but I've seen on that poll that people were still Champions League.
Oh Lord! when I'm not from Wales, I don't understand. I beg. That's not the question.
So it's an easy pick for you, over not just 1 Champions League, 3 Champions Leagues. You pick one.
10 Champions League versus 1 World Cup. I still pick 1 World Cup. 20 Champions League versus 1. What's that now? Be stopping this thing.
No, you came out to say he was really sure.
World Cup, not be part of people's dream. Champions League, any Tom, Dick, and Harry can win Champions League. Just find a way to get a good agent that puts you in a competing club. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry will win. Other Benjamin Pavard don't win Champions League. That's it. Yeah. World Cup is an exclusive club. It's like when you did now somebody just call you one day, say, I want to take you to Monaco. Monaco is a country inside France, right? I want to take you to Monaco and I want to go and put you I want to give you a lifetime membership to the Riviera, the boat club in Monaco. And you have a lifetime membership. We'll give you a boat, a yacht, and a yacht, whatever they call it. And we would also make sure that you can travel anytime you want to travel. There's a travel pass for you. private jet and all that. And then the other option is I'll give you a 500 acres of land property in Malibu. I'll choose Monaco. The businesses I'll do there will buy me the entire California, not really Malibu. You don't understand. So the World Cup is an exclusive club. Not be everybody go winner. The number of people, put the number of people that have won the Champions League and the number of people that have won the World Cup, you would understand. Or the countries that have won the World Cup versus the clubs that have won the Champions League, the players that have won the Champions League, whether they win back to back. People they go World Cup finals back to back if you win them. It's not easy. It's not easy. If you win one World Cup now, before you go enter finals again, give you another 20 years. Bro, World Cup is it now?
This one, I think a lot of people agree. I've seen 2 comments already that say, of course, I would pick the World Cup easily. I think I'll go with Chikwe's on that one, especially when you with Nigeria.
Dude!
When you win the World Cup with Nigeria.
We see they brag about Atlanta 1960 today.
You know, especially when you win in your country, it's going to be a big. So
Carragher won Champions League, but his greatest achievement is winning the Olympics. Olympic will be side dish. Football na side dish for Olympics. Hey, Sheke Borobo Shagada. World Cup. If Nigeria win World Cup, Nigeria win World Cup, people are not going to sleep for like 1 month. It's just that our population will increase. Yes, if you know, you know. Our population will increase. We win World Cup. The effect of population explosion in '96 will never ever recover from it. My guy. Before 1996, we were 88 million. 2 years after the Olympics, we became 120 million, 160. We see the boom they go. There will be coming down. World Cup is it? Champions League.
All right, moving on the show. Somebody asked about Pogba. Let's talk about Pogba now. And it's been a nightmare.
But Pogba is making me to believe the things that I refuse to believe.
It's been a nightmare for Pogba, from injuries to blackmail. The latest now is a failed doping test. He started 1 game since returning to Juventus in the summer of 2022.
The next thing we go come off my mouth now, people go laugh at me.
Now there's now a real chance that Pogba will never play for Juventus again after
football at all.
After I think elevated level of testosterone found in a random drug test taken.
Testosterone, I've been waiting to tell you for. I don't know. I'm just asking for please, doctors in the house. How it affect football?
Elevated levels. Maybe it was too.
Maybe you take what would that say? Odogu they said Odogu
bitters. So yeah, as a result of that, he's been provisionally suspended by the.
Does he have some Nigerian friends?
I don't know. But
they will not give out Odogu bitters or JJ bitters or some of those bitters. They don't give out.
So yeah, they are waiting for counter analysis to see if the B sample will confirm the presence of the band's substance. But the career of Pogba, we know Raula was passed on recently, one of his closed key agents and all that. Now he's with Pimenta. But how would you look at the whole situation surrounding Pogba? Is there a road back? With the whole, I remember at the time his brother came out and the whole juju thing and stuff like that. So where does he go from here?
Naturally, I don't like to believe that there's juju in football. So I'm always the one who will tell you, hey, if there's juju, then Africa is that win the World Cup. I always say that, right? But looking at the Pogba story now, I'm almost close to apologizing to say, let's say juju really do. Because it's either the juju they bounce back on them or something. I just don't know, but it's strange. To be very fair, it's strange. The way, if you ask me, is Pogba a good football player? Yes, fantastic, world class. I put him in that category. That season that Juventus went to the Champions League finals and lost to Barcelona 3-1, that Pogba, I've not even the season before that Pogba I've not seen. The Pogba that went to the 2018 World Cup, that was Pogba, would deliver certain kind of passes that I've not seen regular footballers dare to do. He takes the ball from this angle, slaps it to this side. There are some things that he does that reminds me of Wisin Oruma, but how his career, He comes back from an injury just in training, he collapsed. He comes back from an injury. I've seen. I mean, I'm an Arsenal fan. We've had Abu Dhabi, we've had Robbie van Persie. So,
Yeah.
but Pogba first off was not like that. At the beginning of his career, it wasn't like that. And so to all of a sudden become this guy, there's just something that's not connecting for me. Rather than to say I don't believe in it, it's hard to me for me to even say it, but it does look like it's not juju, because first of all, he doesn't have the physique of a weak guy that it's easy to knock him off, right? Or something is just not adding up. It's just not clicking. So I could just sit here and tell you this could be spiritual, and I don't understand what I'm saying, but for those people who say things spiritual things they evolve, this could just be one of it.
So you just want to leave it at that?
No, because that's the only way. When I was growing up in secondary school, we had a book called One Week, One Trouble. I don't know who read it, but a lot of us had the book. We read it in my time. If you went to secondary school in the 90s, late 80s and early 90s, we read that book. And Pogba reminds me of that book right now, like his career. I have very high expectations. I used to say that going to Manchester United was a mistake. And even if we forget about what he did with Juventus, that season he played with Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
Pogba is a beast. He's unplayable in that midfield. He could score. He could, change the tide of the game. He could swing the game wherever he wants to. He controls the game. He's the thermometer of that game of the midfield. But all of a sudden, look at Pogba. This is not a Gildeva situation. This is ridiculous. Like you can't place a hand on it. You can't even say, "Oh, this is what is this. This is what is that." And it's strange. It's strange. So I could just say this is voodoo.
All right. For those of you that wants to know our thoughts on Pogba, I mean, I don't know if this. I don't know. I don't know what to make.
I mean, can you make sense of it?
I really can't find words.
No.
Because I thought this move to Juventus was going to work out.
Yeah, it was going to revive his career. It was going to prove that this is me.
He started with an injury, and now this doping issue and stuff like that. So, but
it's like somebody hold voodoo doll.
But these footballers and doping, because I don't think a player like Pogba will go out there and want to violate the doping conditions.
I don't say.
But how do players make this mistake? They all come out and say it's a mistake. Not just in football.
Sometimes.
Recently as well.
Toby wasn't doping. Toby was a case of.
No.
So let me tell you, when Blessing happened, and people say I'm saying that because she's my sister, but when Blessing happened, before then I saw Blessing preparation towards Tokyo, and she was primed for a medal, and it was going to be a Swanson, right? And I said to her, I remember saying to her that, look, listen, my problem with this whole having foreign coaches coach us is the fact that they don't want you to be better than their country. They don't want you to go beat their country. So there's always going to be the chances of saying, I know how this person is training right now. This person might beat our own. And that soft power, they don't want to lose the soft power. It's okay that Jamaica is tearing American to shred. To not come and have an African, you see the reaction of the rest of the world when small Qatar won the hosting right to the World Cup.
Yeah.
That's how the West think. There are some countries they don't want to lose to. You lose to those people, it's a problem. They practically come and invade you and say there's a weapon of mass destruction or something. And eventually it happened. And she beat me off for a very long time that my mouth, me talking, I make it happen. Okay, we sort that out. And I said they're going to come for other Nigerians because right now we are just priming. We beat the trick. We've discovered the magic behind these people being successful, and now we're not as focused as they are. We train as they train, and the natural endowment that we've got, it's an advantage. And they did that to Toby Amushon. It's not like Toby Amushon did not miss drug test, as these people want to lie to you. It's just that a case of them coming out to say something and then that rub off on you. And if you're not strong-willed, you're not stubborn mentally, it could just kill you. What happened to Toby was, let's just unsettle her so that she doesn't keep winning this winning streak. Because again, we are a highly elevated people mentally. If Toby keep winning, other young Nigerian athletes want to be like Toby. Nobody competes with their own like Nigerians. One person does something, everybody wants to go into that space. And if that begins to happen, a lot of Nigerian kids become like addicted to athletics. We might knock America out of it. When Europeans are not even in the race in first place. And then it's enough that Kenyans and Ethiopians are running them in the long distance. The short one that they have, and Nigerians want to come take it. And you know how domineering and how Nigerians can dominate very fast. Let's cut them in their limbs. Let's cut them off. And if you can stain all their heroes, oh, Blessing is a druggie, Toby Amusa is a druggie, this one is a druggie, then every parent is like, no, go to your school. These athletics, they make people, they take drugs. That's just all the intention to achieve. But you see, these guys play the long con. They do it systematically. Like, it's like when the CIA decided to start dumping drugs in the black neighborhood in America. What was the idea? To unsettle black people, you have to unsettle the family. If you dump drugs there, men are going to take it. Men takes it, you arrest them, you put them in jail. Women alone cannot raise children. When women raise children, there's always going to be problems. She's not going to be psychologically stable. The children, without a fatherly figure, children don't listen as much as you expect them to listen. And then again, the children will go and join their father in jail. So the black community will not find the Chino Achebe quote again. The things are falling apart because the centers cannot hold. So that's a trick. It's the same thing they use for us. That's why I'm happy with the coup that's going on. Burkina Faso, Mali, Guinea, everywhere. Yes, let's keep it going on. Let's also show that we've got power. That's why I'm also happy for BRICS, even though Nigeria is not joining. But let there be another option. Like, we can't just live our life on the power of the dollar. All of this is always something that you sit back and say, there is a force behind the force. And the best way to explain it is the movie, the series, The Fixer. Olivia Pope, President Fitzgerald, his wife, but then there is a power. Olivia Pope's dad, the B316. There's a power that is more powerful than even the office of the president, the Oval Office, that determines who gets here, who gets what, and who does what. And it's the same thing over, the world. There's a way you want to grow. Is it not amazing to you that people will do tech from Africa? They will not be billionaires. A startup. A Mark Zuckerberg would do from America, he become a billionaire. A Jeff Bezos would do from America, become a billionaire. A Larry Page would do from America, become a billionaire. Do the same thing from this part of the world. Either you get bought out or something happened, you crash. You think it's by accident. It's not by accident, man. How many people have been doing media from Africa? How many of them are on the Forbes list as billionaires? The same media that people do in the US and they're on the Forbes list. You think it's by accident. It's not by accident. So it's a world that we live in, like, you've got to be intentional, deliberate, and rest. That's why I feel very, very gutted most of the time when I see that. We're not training our coaches. We're not building our facility. You can't live. My mom used to say this word, my own and our own, not be the same. And she said that, she relayed that to me when, she see me in a very sad state, that maybe my stepdad has done something. Like, for instance, when it was time my stepdad said that his slave is better than me, and I didn't get it, right? It really hurt me, so and my mom comes and say, listen, my own and our own is not the same. Because I kept asking, why is he not disciplining his kids like he's disciplining me? Why would I come 5th in class and I'm beating like this? And Ochiko comes 28th, and then they give her porridge to eat. Like, I still can't wrap it around my head. And my mom would say, my own and our own are not the same. So take what you can get, whatever crumbs you get, live, survive. One day you be big, you grow, and you be on your own. Good. That's how I am now. So then there's no Westerner. That's why I do not belong to the Jackpot mentality. There's no Western coach that really wants to train an African to become a world beater. Don't be deceived about it. Usain Bolt had an American coach. He came in 2004. He didn't do well. Went back to go get Jamaican coaches, and he had tried everybody. You think it's by accident? Is it not the same person? There's just that thing you need to know, that this is how this thing works. And when it works that way. See, now Redknapp that came out the other day and said, when they signed Yakubu Ayegbeni from Israel, and he asked him how many goals he would score, and Yakubu Ayegbeni said he would score 20 goals, and he made a bet with himself, if he scored 20 goals, I'll give you £20,000. And final game of the season against whoever they were playing, Blackburn or so, West Ham or so, he scored 4 goals in that game. And the game ended in 5-1 or 5-0. And they were in the dressing room, and Yakubu was angry, was fuming. And it was like, guy, you scored 4 goals, be happy. He said, no, I'm not happy. I said, why? Because he said he had forgotten that he made that bet. And Yakubu said, I've ended the season with 19 goals. And the coach was like, yes, that's a great achievement. Nobody's done that for this club before. And he said, no, we had a bet. You said, if I score 20 goals, you give me £20,000. Now I can't get it. And then he said, ooh, if I remember, I would have removed you. No. I was shocked at that comment. You know why? If I'd known, I would have removed you. Why? You remove a guy who's scoring goals for you. If that was Harry Kane, would you remove him? I don't know if you get my point.
Yeah.
So it tells you, if that comment was made by an Iguavo or Salisu Yusuf, Nigerians will pick up on it. Say that's Nigerian coaches. They are very criminal. They don't, but because my white man make the comment now, it's okay. It's been out there. It's on podcasts, it's everywhere. He said it times and on Talk Sports, on BT Sports, everywhere. Nobody's picking on that small nuggets that, if I'd known, I would have removed you. You wouldn't do that to a white player. You wouldn't. You would be even happy to give him 20, tell him that, you scored 20, I'll up it to £25,000. But because a black player, if I'd known, I would have removed you. I was shocked. Like, your best player, you don't want a player scoring more goals for you. You get it. But that's how black people are always treated. That's how, when you're a black person, that's where you are. So you've got to fight extra. That's why people think that 30 million euro for gift Orban is too much. That same league will sell a Belgian player for 50 million. You go for Torgan Hazard, they will sell it for 50 million, and it is okay. But that black player from Africa, that does not even know how to speak English. They shouldn't give him that kind of privilege, that kind of profile. That's why people were angry when Napoli spent 80 million euros on Victor Osimhen. At the time, like, that's too much. What is he doing? But the investment have paid.
Yeah.
You understand? It's paid off. If the man wanted to even make profit on it, he would have put 100 million on Osimhen. Osimhen would have gone, maybe to Bayern, because it was a primary target before Harry Kane. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. My point is, sometimes when you're black, there's just this workings against you. Like, no, you can't succeed. You can't be successful.
All right, moving on the show. Before we go to our final talking points and wrap up the show, we have a question for you.
Before I answer that question, Timothy Demo say, good to be back listening. Exams finally done. Great job, boss. And Emmanuel always. I'm glad Amao can finally play football, and I hope he can raise it up at Omonia. Thank you very much for that. One of our good writers as well.
All right, this one is from True Cook. He said, please, I haven't said from Elebete as regards the new sports minister. What does he make of John Eno?
Nothing to make
his previous
nothing. Leave him and let him walk.
I think this was asking from his previous role heading into football.
He's not done sports before, so I don't want to preempt him. Let him walk. When he reach one place, we will talk about that. Right now, there's nothing to talk about. Saviki say that is how Lampard was not bothered if Drogba win the Golden Boot or not. He was not ready to allow him taking the penalty kicks. Yeah, that's another case in point.
All right, moving on the show. I've been talking about Lampard. I saw a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not.
How come I coach Nigeria?
No, Lyon. Olympic Lyon. We're looking at appointing him.
Oh God, this is how the relegation they call them.
That they were looking at making him next manager. We don't know how true. Nothing official. They are not saying they have appointed him, but he's one of the options. So I'm like, this Lampard again, still getting options out there with clubs in Europe and stuff like that.
Somebody just said something that rings a bell. Obare Gary said Carlton Palmer, the Manchester City winger, is not as good as Orban. I dare say it's not half as Cole Palmer. Sorry, it's not half as good as Gift Orban, but it was sold for £40 million. Obare, God bless you. Obare. Now front, you could go forever. Obare. Samiki say even in already one game, he will not see the penalty to Igbo people. If them say Lampard knows a big coach and they mention him. Black coaches did it, and nobody get their job.
All right, our final talking point on the show today before we wrap up is about Chiamaka Nnadozie. Where would you rank Chiamaka Nnadozie in terms of goalkeepers for? I don't want to say Falcons and Super Eagles, but in terms of the Super Falcons, I know we've had Precious Dede. I think that was the real first Super Falcons goalkeeper I watched predominantly.
The all-time best Falcons goalkeeper is changing Precious Dead is good.
So where would you rank Chiamaka? And that's why I said this is
Kamala was also very good. I'm not sure you know Kamala. Kamala was very, very good as well. The problem with Kamala was that she came at a time where Chijine was still in goal. There's something about Chijine that was just different. She was streetwise. She was a smart girl as well. Okay, yeah. She was a smart girl. Older than her. I'm just thinking if I should. Pretty much age bracket. She was a smart goalkeeper and pretty intelligent as well. I put Chijine number 1. Chiamaka still has some years to go. Yeah, she still have some years to go. Because sometimes when you're ranking these people, somebody have retired. And if I put her maybe number 3, Precious Dede also was very, Precious Dede was a total package. She was beautiful, she was glam, she was poised and calm, and she made saves.
Yeah, she made good saves. What would you say about Chiamaka?
I put her in the top 3 because she brought joy to us in ways that nobody's ever. This is the most underrated team, the team that went to the World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. Every time the Falcons have gone to any tournament, we're rooting for them because we believe in the Falcons unashamedly, unapologetically. We believe in them. They've always come as the solid rock from Africa. This is the time where they are going to the World Cup. They are not African women's champions. The team was in disarray. Everything was against them. Things were falling apart. The rocks were crumbling. Volcano was erupting. The oceans are, billowing with winds, and storm was there. There was everything that could go wrong was going wrong. Coach was fighting with NFF, and the players. First time players were traveling in batches to the best of my knowledge. I don't know previous times. But this one, I was aware of it. Travel on Sunday, travel on Monday. And she went there for the record, playing 4 games. There's only one other team that have gone to the World Cup and not lose a single game before they got knocked out. It was Switzerland in 2010. This team played 4 games in the World Cup, didn't lose in regulation time. And she was big. Saved the penalty against Canada. Was between the stick. Got me clear-cut chance for Australia to score when one of the center defender made a mistake. Yeah. She was there against England. Come on, she was there. If our players were scoring, we would have beaten England on the penalties. Even before we got to penalty, if we were taking the chances that we're creating, and luck was not against her because when she prompter hit that shot, pyrocker, and hit the woodwork, it has nothing to do with whether the ball was well played or not. It was just not going in. Okay. Yeah. So she, for me, stood out in a time where we really need somebody. We needed a hero. We needed somebody to come through, and she was Captain Nigeria, not Captain America. She was Captain Nigeria. She did well, and I'll give her credit for that. But I'm not going to be able to put her on the ranking yet because there is quite a lot of others, and everybody she's competing with in the ranking have retired. And like when people were judging Messi, and they kept saying, if Messi does not win the World Cup, if he doesn't win the World Cup, and I remember in 2014, when they lost the finals, people said, yes, he bottled it, and they felt like he was going to retire.
He might not get close to the final.
Just imagine if he retired, and then this Qatar World Cup didn't happen, okay? But then Qatar World Cup happened. He not only did he win that Qatar World Cup, he won the Copa America before, he won the Finalissimo, and the whole story now has completely died. Even Ronaldo is better, nobody's saying that again. Ronaldo fanboys now agree that, but Ronaldo not rich. Since na medal and a trophy they want use second. It's not like we don't know before now. Say Messi play ball past Ronaldo. It's not like we don't know. And then they come up with those stupid arguments of Ronaldo is somebody who trained to be a footballer. Messi is inborn. I don't know who they give. And that's how they go visit. And the idiots where they talk that to pass. Messi football. He just natural. He just wake up your play ball. I thought that the fuel that powers football is fitness, and you train to get fit. Then they born you with fitness. Nobody. They born us with fitness. The one thing that makes you exhibit whatever skill you are able to exhibit in football is fitness. It's like having a fine car, but no fuel in it. They go anywhere. But people just come up with the idea, and they forgot that when Cristiano Ronaldo was in Sporting Lisbon, he dribbled past Messi. People forget that part. So that time, the football was inborn. So because he's not standing and scoring goal, focusing on goal, it's not a work hard for it. Man, shut up. You're an idiot.
If if I look back 20 years, if I'm 20 years or 30 years older, and I look back, I'll never forget the period of this Messi Ronaldo debate.
Like it showed the highest level of ignorance among football fans. The exalted level of ignorance in football. I remember back in the day when I was still in Brilla, and then the topic will come out, just walk away. They on air, like in the studio, the way we talk on air, it's also heated argument in the program. I just walk away. And I mean, I said, no, I get paid to talk sports. I can't join your fallacious ignorance. I can't join it. I'm sorry. And they don't feel happy that I'm saying that. But it's the truth. There's so much. Say Cristiano Ronaldo, he trained and became a footballer. Messi was born with it. The one person that is really disadvantaged in this football is Messi. When they talk nonsense. This guy is 2 inches above dwarf. He's not supposed to be on the football field. People were running. He's short. To have that kind of close control, it takes training. Nobody is born with it. Maradona had to train. What people don't understand is, I was watching one Ronaldinho interview, and Ronaldinho said his father, because his father couldn't afford to buy him football boots, told him to hit the ball on the wall with his instep constantly. That if the ball understands your foot, there's nothing you can do with the ball. He was doing that, like hitting 100 every single day, because he didn't have a job, nothing to do. So when he come back on training, that's what he was doing. Did this surprise you that that's what he became? And then somebody answered Ronaldinho was born with it. No, nobody's born with football. Nobody. They're not a born person with football. That's why there are academies. You are actually trained and taught how to play football.
Yeah.
Now, some people take it more. Don't forget that at the same class where somebody for take first class. People like the Arotorego, they would be first class student. Somebody inside that same class with the same lecturer, he failed like a Agbekbo. You want to tell me that say they're born Arotorego with book full and come life. When they draw the umbilical cord, come now dictionary and I come. No, you commit yourself to something. People ask me, I've had people say, how do you know football like this? I said, I've given my whole life to football. Have you not wondered how somebody will carve wood, keep somewhere, and they pour libation every day? And then you go there, go somewhere, something will happen to you. What sense does it make? Wood, they do what they carve. But when you commit yourself, spirit go come reside there, go come they stay there. Now that spirit now go come the function. Not be the wood, the gedu, that gedu. Not be him. That's not for anything in life. I tell people every day that it's going to be impossible for me not to prosper with football and prosper really big, because I've given my all. If you want to spiritualize them, God said, I'll bless the work of it. And this is my work. I put myself into it. I've given my all to it. It's going to come. The heavens will be full and it will rain abundantly. So it's the same thing with all of this football training, everything. Give yourself and you will see how it comes out.
Right, talking about Chima and why because she possibly qualified that team for the UEFA Women's Champions League in the final playoff round.
Rub it in.
Yeah.
Rub it in. Oh, it's time to go. It's time to go. I have to go to DHL. I have a parcel to send to the US. Get out of this place. Chamaka, congratulations to you, but it's okay.
It's back here tomorrow. Yeah.
Final one. Tomorrow is the day we allow the fans to say whatever they want to say. Elenia says, you saying the truth, a lot of people do say Messi was born with football. Not minus, but more people don't know anything about football. I wrote to a professor. Let me show respect to who it is due. PhD, not be joke. So if I not do penis alignment job. I wrote to a guy, say, Chief, I come church late to agree. I understand. Our time difference not easy. I wrote to a guy, say Bellingham is a very fine player. I wish Man City got him. Secretly, I think I'm a Man City fan. Well, this is where we draw the curtain on the show. But I must say one thing, that our audience on YouTube are very, very nice people, because they've taken the information and they've done the very best. Now we see people who have like 20, 40 people viewing and one like. Now it is like for view. Perfectly equal, 16 to 16, 20 to 20, 40 to 40, which is like, thank you very much. But if you've not subscribed to the channel, please do well to subscribe and help us to pass the message across to your friends and people. If you enjoy what you listen to or watch here, continue to spread the word till we get to the place where we become millions of people, and that will be very, very nice. How do I manage it when we get to that number? Let's get there first, please. Let's just get there first and say we have millions of people that are viewing us. My name is Edafi Manchester. You love to come in a little bit of sports. My name is Sebastian. I've been here doing the Lord's work and doing it extra cool. Somebody sent me a message yesterday that of all the presenters that I've worked with, who's the best that I've worked with? To shock you, is Temisa Nokomi. Temisa Nokomi. Mr. Akami know how to ask you questions that will just make you turn to superstar. And my time, the 2.5 years or 3 years that I worked with ITV, Mr. Akami was just there. And then somebody else again asked me, what's the best advice I ever got in this job? I think it was on the 13th of December 2008. Uncle Deji Omotoyibo, permit me to use Uncle,
Mm.
gave me an advice that has worked. He said, never get high on the praises. The fans that
Wow.
are hailing you today are the ones that will celebrate your fall. Just be yourself, be good at what you do, continue to improve, and stay consistent on that path. Forget the people that are hailing you today are the ones that are going to knock you down. There's not how good you are on this job, you cannot be better than Jesus. Jesus healed people, did everything. They sang Hosanna for him one weekend, another weekend they said fine. And that's the best advice that I've ever gotten because it felt like I was watching Scarface. Remember in Scarface where they say rule number one, never get high on your supply. And that method is down for eventually because he got high on his supply, even though he said, say hello to my little friend. Please nothing. Thank you very much for following us. And Sebastian, thank you very much. You are also fantastic. No disrespect to you when I mentioned Tamisa Nakomi, but honestly
Yeah.
speaking, Tamisa, best boss I've worked with as well in Nigeria with this guy. But I've worked with quite a lot of fantastic and talented people in this industry, and I continue to hope that I will work with a whole lot more people as we go. Bye bye, and have a wonderful Thursday yourself. Be the solution and not the